Hi everyone, this is E. Welcome to my channel. In this video, we are going to talk about planes in Revit. We are going to demonstrate between the work planes, the reference planes, the levels, and the reference lines. But before we get started, I'd like to ask you to go ahead and subscribe to this channel because we make tutorials like this every week. Like and share this video so that more people can see and benefit from it. Now, without wasting much of your precious time, let's get started. Now, to demonstrate how to use the reference plane inside of your project, the first is to go to my wall, pick architectural wall, and then the height of the wall, I leave it at level 3. So I pick rectangle and make a wall just like that. Now if you go to south elevation, you're just going to see, so I have level 1, 2, 3. Not by default, I had set this before now. So I go back to my level 1, work plane panel. Here you see reference plane, so I select the reference plane and make one from left to right, just like that. And then I just have to specify the distance between the wall and the reference plane. So I say 600. Then I also make over here from top to bottom. I specify same 600, same on this other side. Okay, having done that, name the reference plane. So I call this front plane. I'm just going to abbreviate it as FP. Then I call this back plane, BP. I call this one left plane. Then this is going to be right plane, RP. All at 600 millimeters offset from the wall. For best practice, what I have to do now is to set whichever reference plane I want to make my drawing the active work planes. And in this case, it's going to be the front plane. So I'm just going to go to set. So the front plane is represented as FP, so I select it and say OK. Of course, Revit is going to prompt you to go to the elevation perspective where you're going to have that active work plane head on and make your sketch. So right here is going to be our south elevation and I say open view. Now we are looking at it head on. Additionally, if you want to see visibility of the reference plane, you just go back to your work plane panel and click on show. Now I just click outside and I go back and turn the show off. So right here, I'm just going to pick roof by extrusion. Roof is always drawn on the topmost level. So I have level 1, 2, 3. So we're going to leave it at level 3. For the offset, don't want to specify any value. So I'm just going to say OK. Instead of using line, I prefer to use the curve. So I place this on this reference line on the left and then I go to the... This is just to prove to you that reference planes are used to drive geometry. So this is our roof by extrusion. Now, if I go to north elevation, you're going to see the roof. If I go to east elevation, so for the east, you're going to see that on the left side, it aligns with the reference line, but on the right side, it's not aligned. So what I just have to do is to click off anywhere and select it and use this drag point to drag it to that point. This is the essence of the reference plane. It is used to control geometry when it comes to solid forms. Again, if I go to west elevation, you're also going to see that it aligns with the reference planes. Now let's go to 3D to see what we've done. So additionally, you can just select this and attach top to the bottom of that. So that's what we've got. Then if you want to make a trim on this, maybe you want to trim off this projected part, in that case, what you just have to do is I'll take you to site view, select the roof, come to vertical opening, you click on it, then you select rectangle and enclose it just like that. Then you come to the wall, so at this point we've gotten it right. Then I go back to 3D. So that's it. Again, in a case where you want to cut off the interior, like you want to cut off the internal, leaving this extension, in that case, what to do is to go back to our site plan, then select the roof. Okay, this is the internal wall. I'm just going to go. So I go back to 3D. So that's it. Now, what about a situation where we have an angled reference plane? How do we deal with that? So here, I'm just going to select a reference plane and try to make it, position it like this, 48 degrees. So I can select it and turn it to 45 degrees. And I also select this and use move to move it back from the wall. All right, so I can turn this to 1500 millimeters. Remember, if you fail to name it, it's not going to appear whenever you're trying to set it as your active work plane. So I'm just going to name this angled ANG ref to make it our active work plane so that we can draw on it. I come here to say set. You can see it has appeared there. And I say okay. Of course, these are the options of possible elevation view where you can view it head on and be able to make your drawing there. But let's try any of them. So which one is somehow closer to it is west. So I'm just going to go west elevation open view. If you want to show also the reference plane, all you have to do is to click on show right here. So I'm just going to use the roof by extrusion to also demonstrate. Then I pick roof by extrusion, then offset, I leave it at 0. So I also pick this line and then I start from this point to this point, then I curve it to that point, finish. And if we go to 3D, the downside to this is that if you select it, you're going to notice that our drag point on the roof is on this other direction. So if for any reason I want to cover here up, yes, I'm going to find it difficult to be able to do that. Then in that case, how do we fix the problem? Now to fix this problem, we are going to go back and resketch our roof. So I just cancel this out. Now to set this as the active work plane, I just have to go back to set. Under here, we're going to go by the 3D this time. And I say open. And then we choose viewer here. And you right click and say zoom to fit. The function of this viewer is to be able to look at the work plane head on. It doesn't matter whether it's angled. So what I'm going to do is to select this and expand it a bit. And then I go to roof by extrusion. Say okay. Now even looking at the walls with these 3 lines, it will tell you that we are viewing the wall at an angle. We can also show the work plane, and then I pick the line once again and I hit finish. So at this point you can close this and observe what we have done. So you could see that we have it at that particular angle. So you can use this drag point and extend it further. Alright, so in order to do exactly what we did with the other demonstration, I select this, attach to it. This is not going to be very easy to cut that, but I'm going to demonstrate it for you to see also. Now to do that, we'll go back to our site plan and select the roof. When you select the roof, you go to vertical opening. In this case, your rectangle will not work, so you choose line. You are going to trace the walls after you have traced the external part of your roof. Okay, let's go by the external and see. Then you hit finish. So let's go to 3D. So that's it. Alright, let us try extrusion by face. Now I want to go to component and pick a face-based element and apply it on this wall. But first of all, I want to go to 3D. So I go to component, So here I have this wall pack light exterior 420 volts. Now with placing a face-based element, you could see that it just happens implicitly. The cursor snaps to the wall each time you take it close. But this too also, you can just select it and change the host by selecting pick new host. You select pick new host, it snaps also back into your hand and you could take it to any other direction. Now let's go back to level 1 and just pick a reference plane from left to right, and then I name it front ref, represented FR. Then I also specify the distance between the wall and the ref plane, so I choose 1000 millimeters. Then I call this back ref, represented by BR. Then I go to 3D. Now I want to turn each of these reference planes into an active work plane. So I go to set, and then I choose front. So right here, I'm going to make a model on this face. Let me turn this into front so that I can face it head on. Then I move to my component and choose model in place. With no specific category in mind, let's go by generic models and say OK. Here you can name it, or let's go by the default name, generic model 1. OK. Then I pick extrusion. I go by circle. Place your circle here and make a drawing just like that. And you can specify the radius. Let's go by 600 also and hit finish. You finish. Now the next thing I want to do is to change my active work plane from front to back. So I go back to architecture and I set the back ref. So you could see it switched over, and I turn it, facing it head on. I go back to architecture. This time around I choose the same model in place, and of course it's going to be generic model 2 by default. So I say OK. I pick extrusion as well, pick rectangle. I make something like this and maybe select this and turn this to 250 millimeters. So I offset 250 millimeters and then I hit finish. So with this solid form that I just sketched, you could see that from this back side is moving away from the reference plane. On the front side, let's go back and turn this into why this is moving into the building from the external. Now, why is this behavior this way? The difference is because it matters where you made your first click and your last click when drawing your reference plane. I go back to level 1. Now, remember here I made my first click on the left and the last on the right. Here also I made my first click on the left. So when I made my drawing, it's moving away from the reference plane into the positive direction. Of course, it can also be changed easily by selecting it and then choosing edit in place. You select it the second time. This instant properties dialog box appears. So the value is 250 millimeters. Add a negative sign in front. It comes towards the negative direction. So that's how it works here, and you finish the model. You can also go back and change it by edit model, select it and you remove the negative sign, and you can also use this drag point to drag it to align with the wall. Finish. Let's also draw our reference plane moving from right to left and see the difference. So moving from right to the left direction, I pick a ref plane. So right here I do from right to left. Then I also specify 200. I'm going to label this right to left, or maybe let's go this direction this time. I do from down to top, 1 meter. Then I name this D to T, down to top. Now mind you, right to left is equivalent to down to top. It all depends on your perspective. Now we'll go to 3D and I turn this off. Then let me set any of those work plane, right to left, and then I can turn the show on. I go to this model in place. This time around, you would notice it's moving away from the reference plane. Now, if we move into the building, it becomes the negative direction. So I change the active work plane by taking down to top, say OK. So in this case, I pick model in place again, generic. Okay, I pick this too. Hit finish. Alright, from the building. So it matters where you made your first click and your last click when drawing your reference plane. That will determine the negative direction and the positive direction. That's how it is now. So this now, you can select this also and drag it to align with the wall. And you can also lock it in place. So when you lock it in place, you can't easily tamper with it any longer, except you unlock it by clicking on the unlock button, so you can easily move it to whichever direction. Now with this also, you can change the host of this. Now if you select edit in place, now with this edit in place, you select it the second time, new. So here it gives you two options, either by face or work plane. So if you select work plane, it means you want to place it on a work plane, but however, you need to show the work plane you want to drop it. It could be on maybe your levels. So if I drop it anywhere here, it means the 3D has become the new work plane. Again, if I go back to level 1 right here and I decide to move this to align it with the wall, then go back to 3D, set the active work plane back to the front. Looking at it, you could see that it's aligning with the wall. Maybe I extend it this way and then I select rotate, and I turn it to maybe 45 degrees. So I select component, model in place, generic model, extrusion. You're going to see the extrusion, the whole form is going to take the shape of the work plane. Offset, and offset it at 250 millimeters. So if you try to rotate it a bit, you're going to see it will also follow the work plane. However, a work plane is set by selecting a reference plane, reference line, a level, or grid. With this, we have come to the end of this tutorial. In our next video, we are going to show how to use work plane in the family editor to create some new families. If you've learned something new, please like and share this video. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, because we make tutorials like this every week. Thanks for watching.